everybody, this is Miss Cowart, your homeroom teacher. I am looking forward to meeting you guys if I haven't already met you. Many of us have talked on the phone already. If we have not, that's one of the things we'll see on the next slide that you need to get done within the first 5 days of school, for sure. And just a little bit about me. You can read it. You can see some things that are important to me. And 27th year of teaching. Wow, I'm getting old. But I have been at TCAH for 10 years. This is the best school I have ever been at, and I just love it. It is wonderful. Even though I'm an old high school teacher, I've taught middle school here, and I am actually enjoying it quite a bit. Some of these reminders, the most important slide of the whole show here. You've got to complete these things within the first 5 days of school, and actually as soon as possible. Some of us have already completed the welcome call. If you have not, we need to be sure we get that done. And I've got some times you can book me. I've got times this week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So try to get that booked. 15 to 30 minutes, depending on if you're new or not. We've got to get that done. The student and learning coach or caretaker have to be available for the call. You must also complete at least 10 core lessons, which is math, science, history, and language arts, in those 5 days. Now, that should be quite easy to do. Remember, you're going to do like 6 or 8 lessons per day on a typical day. But you will need to ignore your planner and just do those courses and ignore anything like art, PE, ed tech, etc., guidance that you see. So those 10 core lessons, and I would say do at least 15 core lessons before you worry about those other classes. You also need to complete the honor code. Most of the people I've been looking at have already completed that. And then on the 23rd of August, the first day of school, your learning coach, caretaker, whoever is listed needs to take attendance. So remember, they will put in 1 hour per lesson completed. So these things all need to be done within the first 5 days of school. Of course, you guys type in any questions you have in the chat. Here are some steps to success. This is great for new people, but it's also great as a reminder for those of us who are not new. So be sure you're reading your webmail every morning. That is for students and learning coaches. So you guys know you have separate logins, okay? At middle school, official important things, we tend to webmail to the student and the learning coach. Also, be sure you're checking your message board frequently. You may have a question, it may be after hours, and you're stuck. But a lot of the things you need are on the message board. Just a reminder, we put recordings of live lessons there as well. Very important stuff. Also, every day, look at your grade book. And parents, learning coaches, look at the student's grade book daily. They actually shared some research with us this week that when learning coaches look at their students' grades frequently, those students tend to do a lot better. And then remember, you can click on any grade in the gradebook and we'll give you feedback, like how you could raise it, what you need to do next time, etc. So very important information. Also, some reminders. We are going to do monthly calls with the homeroom teacher and the learning coach. I want to add something that's not on here. The students will check in at least once a week on the phone or in our academic help room. Now, we have academic help room Monday through Thursday, and there are some morning times and some afternoon times, and we will make sure you have a copy of that lesson. So this particular student, this particular 7th grade group, we are requiring that weekly check-in. And what this teacher will do is just kind of look, open your grade book. Oh, you're doing great. Or, be sure you talk to Miss Kulhanek about your history, what you can do in there. Or, oh, you're a little bit behind in science. So that allows us to put our eyes on your grade book and have a contact with you much more frequently. So we want to make sure no one falls through the cracks or a problem gets bigger and bigger. Make sure you're checking your grade book, students and learning coaches. Learning coach, enter your attendance. I will be checking grade books frequently, checking pacing to make sure you're not super behind. all of those kind of things, and I will do the calls. Now, as a student, and especially at middle school level, we are pushing the responsibility less on your parents or learning coach and more on you. Okay. At younger grades, it's more the parent. Older grades, it's kind of mainly the student. But we are, through middle school here, transferring that responsibility to you as a student. So be sure you ask questions. That's my number one. Number two is do not get behind. Okay. That's where students get overwhelmed. However, do things happen? Yes. Okay. And sometimes you get behind. But if at all possible, please go in on the weekend and get caught up by the following Monday. So then you'll start back caught up and you can breathe a sigh of relief and you'll be back on track. Be sure you have a schedule every day. So, you work from 8 to whatever time, you put your live lessons in there. Even if you write out a daily schedule and put it on the wall, you can be as high tech or low tech as you want. But a schedule is very important. Teachers, we live by our calendars, and it's very helpful to us. I believe that is all. So please, as I said, put any questions you have into the chat. Remember, this is a come and go. So if you have no questions or you have already kind of gotten all the info you need here, you are welcome to go. I do want to remind you, though, there are some documents to download, and you would just click on the document in the file pod where it says download. Click on the document, and then it'll come up with the ability to download. Now, that download goes to a downloads folder on your computer. Sometimes it's hard for me to find that stuff, but that will go into a download computer file in case you need to move it around. You guys have a wonderful year. My motto is better together this year. We're going to work together and be awesome, help each other when we need it, and support you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Questions in the chat.